This is the Saul Wildlife Preserve. This is 17.5 acres here. There's a nice little trail system. So there's been some additional acreage added, but this was given to the community by Maurice Bauer Saul and his wife, Adele Scott Saul. So this gives you a nice idea of what we're doing today. So first we're in the Saul Preserve, and we came in by the old mill, and then as you can see, here's the creek separating the two preserves. After this one, we're going to go over to the Chadwick Preserve. But in the Saul Preserve, there's things like a mill race, a mill dam, some different points of interest we're going to check out as we hike here. To hike here, don't be intimidated. You're going to see signs saying private lane, the old mill, private property. You are allowed to go back. You'll see the signs for the nature preserve. There's several parking spots. So don't be intimidated. When I first came here, I felt like maybe I was trespassing. So I hiked here during the winter months. We took my nephews here and my sister and her family and my kids. We had a great time. So you can see some stonework there. I'm having to be really careful because these rocks are so slippery with just moss on them and the rain and everything. But there are so many beautiful spots hidden in the county that I really have come to my whole life and enjoyed. And these little preserves are one of them. Such a nice place to hike. And you really do feel like you're miles away, even though you can see some homes and things up on the hill. It's so quiet and peaceful. So in 1789, along the creek, a snuff mill was open. And then later, the mill operated as a paper mill. And lastly, it became a woolen mill. So it's always fascinating to see the history and the progression of, you know, what industries existed and then what went out of business and what came next. That was when the Sauls came in. They purchased this land here and they owned it, and then later they donated it as a preserve. As I'm hiking along here, I just keep hearing the sounds of a woodpecker boring into a tree, that familiar hammering sound. It's so beautiful. And I had some state park trips and things planned. Had to scrap a couple things with the weather and just with the general hectic schedule with graduation and things like that at the end of the year. So if you're looking for state park content, I will have a video on the Joseph Iverson coming up. I'll have that for you. But you may have to wait a little bit longer to see me hit some new state parks. I've got some things planned for the fall. So I've got lots of fun content for the summer, but it may not be your state park content. It's going to be these other off the beaten path places in Pennsylvania that I'm just able to get to easier because it's a hectic season of life. So bear with me. So lots of really pretty viewpoints of the creek. There's another road over there. So you do hear some road noise occasionally. So we've kind of talked about this already, about the mill industries that sprung up along the creek throughout the years, but there also was a stone quarry here at one point in time. Part of the trail is called Saul's Alley, lined by mature American linden trees or basswood trees, and they're beautiful. They're quite old and tall, so let me show them to you. We just go up to the sky. So you can just see the rows of trees here, and it's neat. It's got this pathway where you're going between them. They're huge. I always think this is so cool when you see a tree fall over, but then you see the rocks and the things embedded in the root and the dirt, and you say to yourself, how long has that been under that tree? And then you can see this is a tulip poplar tree. They have to have it in this cage because there's so many deer in our area, and this helps protect the young tree. It is so nice to see the native plants being restored along the stream bank, seeing new trees being planted. So one of the things that gives me such joy on my channel is to show you these little local parks and show you what they have to offer. You know, not everybody has the money or the means or the ability to travel far, and I think that maybe when I show you these local parks, even if you don't live local to me, it might inspire you to maybe check out your closest park or your local park. You don't have to go far to enjoy beautiful nature. To the parking lot, I just want to show you a little bit of the old mill building. It's actually really cool. And then we're going to see remnants of an old mill race from when this was actually a mill in this area. Big old stone fireplace. And then these beautiful, so you can see this, maybe a former bell tower at one point. And these beautiful gardens here. A pretty cool spot, and it would be pretty nice to have a wedding or an event here and be near all this natural beauty. But so we've got a little strand of bamboo here. It's always surprising when you see this because it is non-native and it takes over like crazy. It is so tough and sturdy. So that's pretty much going to wrap it up for